Good morning, everyone. It's Gina Bulow coming to you live in the Hive from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so welcome today. Today is all about fun folds. Nothing fancy about today's technique, but fun folds. Everyone loves to do fun folds, so I thought that's what we would do today. But I have lots to share with you guys, and one of them being it has been a year since I started going live. Actually, at the end of the month, I did my very first live. Let me see if I can find us here, you guys. So I did my very first live about a year ago at the end of July, and it was a scrapbook class. And it's hard to believe it's been a year when you think about, gosh, I think a lot has happened. You know, I bought a new home, so setting up a new studio and coming over here. So there's been lots of cool and good changes. Good morning. Let's see who's all on this morning. Susan Hendricks, welcome from Sacramento, California. Susan from Florida. Leanne from Australia. Good morning, ladies. So when you guys get on, say hi. Tell me where you're coming from. Let's join in on the fun today. So I thought, since it has been 1 year since I've been doing this, I thought this month we would focus on some prizes, because what's better than some prizes, right? So in ways to celebrate that, I have some challenges for all of you. One of my first challenges is going to be please go to my Facebook page. My Facebook page is, I'll flip this over quick, Glitter and Ink with Gina, and follow me there. All my new followers that follow me this month will receive a prize. So this goes through the whole month of July, okay? My other prize is for those of you who share my videos, but you have to let me know that you share, because I don't always see who's sharing my videos. And ideally, if you could go on my Facebook page and share this video from there, that would be really great, because I post these videos on my Facebook page when I leave here, because eventually I feel like I'm far from that yet. I will go to my own platform. So I'm getting there. It's slow and steady. That's kind of how, sometimes I'm one of those people that when I do something, I dive all in and I go for it. And then there's other times, especially with technology, I'm really slow to start with all that stuff. So I eventually will be there, but slow and steady wins the race in the technology world for me. But everything else, I dive all heads in and go for it. So welcome, Nancy, Anne. Oh my goodness, lots of you popping on this morning. And then the other thing I talk about this morning would be we had online exclusives that are now available for all of you as demonstrators. The benefit of being a demonstrator is that we got to see this stuff a month ago. So we got to pre-order a lot of things. So lucky for you guys, we're going to do a Christmas in July class coming the end of the month. And I will show you the products that we'll be using. So we have some really cool projects coming. And this one is not, I'm going to save this one for fall. I think we're going to do something fun with this with a technique. But this is called Changing Leaves. So it comes with this stamp set, these dies. I think this is a double die or a double pack of dies. Let me see. Yes. And then this will go in your embossing folder, so you can emboss and die cut all at the same time. And what is so nice is you'll get some really nice texture then on these leaves. So really cool set. And I'm all about leaves. If those of you who know me, fall is my favorite time of year. I love all the colors. I don't handle the heat as well, but now that we have a pool, I handle it better, because it's always better with a pool. Then we have Golden Greenery and Season's Greetings. Now, the great thing with these two is they coordinate really well together. So this Golden Greenery, we have some greenery, some bells, some really pretty dies, great foliage. So we have all of this. Good morning, Gwen and Margaret. And then we have a greeting set, which I love a good greeting set. One of my favorites, and I'll show you, we'll be using that today because nothing is better than having a stamp set that kind of covers it all, and especially for the holidays. I always love sentiment stamps. And then it comes with these really great labels. Now, I've heard some people go, oh, but it's made for a tag. You don't have to make it a tag. You can put a bow here to hide that little hole there. You can put a gem there. You could make a label that goes longer than this to go over the top of it, you know, so you have two different labels stacking on top of each other. So lots of possibilities, and these will coordinate so well together. And then I'll show you the DSP when we're done. How's that sound? Then we have Frosted Forest. And I wouldn't say that this is necessarily a Christmas stamp, but trees always make great cards, no matter what season you're in. So we have these really cool stamps here with dies, and then I also forgot, it comes with masks. And the masks, I think there's 4 or 5 in the pack. I really haven't played with them yet. So 4 or 5 of those masks that go over these trees, so you'll really be able to layer some colors. It's going to be so pretty. When this is your first time joining me, well, welcome. I am happy to have you here. And this is probably one of my favorite sets, is the Sophisticated Sled. I love like sleds and skates, and we had a set called I forget now. I knew it the other day. Oh goodness. It'll come to me. So it had all the winter sports. So it had snowshoes and skis, and I just love that set. And this kind of reminds me of that with the sled and the skates and some really pretty foliage. Again, great sayings. A little baby cardinal, which this cardinal would go really great on these trees too. So just an idea out there. So a lot of these here, so we're going to use the more Christmassy sets, but we will be using the Frosted Forest, and I believe there's 5 holiday sets, so we'll probably do 5 cards. I'm still working on them, but we're getting there. Okay, so we have that, and then we have this kind of all occasions one, Iconic Imagery. This has a little bit of everything, so it looks like you could do a little fall, a little winter. Even, I think this almost looks like the Star of David kind of with this here. So and candles, leaves, trees. So this is like your all occasion set. And it comes with all these cute little dies that actually match some of this paper here. So you'll be able to take and die cut your trees out of. So cool. And this paper pack is very every holiday oriented. So we've got some Christmas trees here. Then we have, you know, some classic, looks like cherry cobbler. And then we have some cute candy canes with some greenery on the back. Champagne glasses, so you know, to celebrate an anniversary, a wedding, Happy New Year, and some cute Valentines. And of course, looks like we have some Cajun craze here, polka dot, I love polka dot, and acorns, traditional plaid. Who doesn't love plaid, right? And they brought in some Moody Mauve, and it looks like it's Old Olive in here, so really pretty. Those colors have really grown on me. Again, some basic stripes, some leaves, lots of really cool fireworks, candles, snowflakes, trees, pumpkins, oh my goodness, doves, some more plaid, stars, stripes, trees, confetti, stars. So really cool stuff that we have coming. And we have these really great gems. These are some pecan pie and some clear, and they call them ribboned. So there's almost, You guys probably can't tell on here, but it's almost like a piece of tinsel is kind of weaved in there. And then we got some cool berries to add to like making wreaths or things like that. And then they came out with some frayed ribbon, which we actually had some white frayed ribbon, I believe last Christmas or in the spring, but it was thicker. So this is a little bit thinner. So this will go on the cards a little bit nicer. And then, oh, this really pretty vanilla cream ribbon. And there's also another cream ribbon. Oh, this is so nice and soft. So really pretty ribbons here coming in vanilla and white. And I love, you know, your basic colors like this because they go well with everything. Okay, so we have all of that, and then I will show you a peek at the DSP. So we have this really cool, I don't know if you guys remember, we had some Mercury like DSP in silver not that long ago. And it was in silver, and I believe we had purple too. Isn't that pretty? So it's like a vellum-y, and then you have that nice gold sheen to it. Okay, and then you get, it looks like 2, 4, 5 sheets in that pack. And then this is another vellum pack. So you've got this clear, there's a vellum piece, which would be really pretty. Put a frame around it and then just a label. This vellum kind of speaks for itself. Ooh, this is really pretty too. This is almost like, just kind of like snow. Really, really pretty. And these may, I haven't checked to see, but you may be able to use the dies to cut some of this out. So that would be really exciting if that works out too. Good morning, Angelique and Mary, Lemke, Mary Schreiber, and Melanie. Welcome, everyone. And then we have one more DSP. This is the Seasons of Green and Gold, and it's so pretty. It's got some gold foil accents. So just greenery, and then it has a polka dot green and vanilla. Looks like vanilla. And this one looks like it's white with more greenery, and I bet too we could cut this out with the dies and some nice just green in the back. Oh, some nice pretty gold. Looks like diamonds and some greenery. And I know that the bells cut out with the bell set here. Let me see if I can find it again. These bells here can be cut out of the DSP, so that's fun. Plaid, some more gold. So a lot of gold and green going on. So pretty. Hard to think though, we're in July and we're thinking holidays already. It's crazy. I definitely don't want snow, that's for sure, but this rain needs to go away. So anyways, that's what I have for you guys. That's coming up. So we're going to be using most of those sets in our Christmas in July class. And then we also have the scrapbook class, and that will be kind of a beachy layout. And then we have morning create, and I haven't decided what I want to do with that. So that's all coming towards the end of the month. So for today's class, I brought in the sketched butterflies. And as I was saying before, I really love a sentiment stamp, and I love Simply Said. I had to make sure my stamps were in here. Sorry guys, I shook the camera on you. And there's nothing I love more than sentiments. So this is a great set, and we have many sets that have sentiments, but maybe not quite always what you're looking for. So this is great for that. And our beautiful sketched butterflies, and this was my first chance really playing with this set, so I had a lot of fun with this. And then here's the first card that we will do today. This, just a fun fold, but on the inside has this little pocket that you can stick a gift card in, and I should have brought one so you guys could see how it slides back and forth, but you guys get the picture here where it slides in there really, really nice, and just an easy fold. So if you're looking for someone you want to tuck a little gift in, and that is a die actually. These are called the Pocket Thought dies, and it's 3 of them, and they come in 3 different sizes, and I use the medium one for this. So you guys will be seeing more of this, especially as the holidays come and you're looking for different ways to maybe tuck in some money or a gift card or things like that. So we'll be seeing more of this to come down the road. Okay, so let's get stamping. Bring in my cards here. Now, Leanne, you had made a comment about how did it go when I was first doing my videos, and you're wanting to make a video, but you have a soft voice. I don't know what I would do without Christine, I'll be honest. She has helped me so much. She is fabulous, because I'm not very techy, and she does Switcher Studio, and Switcher Studio has changed, so we've had to adjust some things. So I don't know what I do without her in the tech world. But as far as you having a soft voice, I would think that'd be okay. You might have to have an extra microphone. But other than that, I think as long as you have the correct, you might have to play with that a little bit, but don't be afraid to play. So I hope that helps you out, but feel free to message me and we could chat more. So our base is 7.5 by 4 1/4, and it is scored at 5.5, okay? So just a simple, it's almost like a half, not quite. And then I have a piece of soft seafoam. How many of you use soft seafoam? I will tell you, this is not a color I normally gravitate to, but we had the frames and flowers class that I did, and I fell in love with this. It looks really great with, what colors were in that set? Peach pie, and they had other greens and a little bit of flirty and pumpkin, and the color combination looked really, really pretty. So it's kind of growing on me. So then we have a piece of 5.5 by 4 soft sea foam, and I embossed it in the brick layer embossing folder. Okay, this is what we have so far. Then I believe this is 3.5. 3.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Okay, so this piece is what's going to go here, and we're going to fold it up like this. Okay, so then we're going to bring in, I have a strip of soft sea foam and a piece of DSP. Now, who would have thought this is the To The Market DSP? So it has like vegetables and stuff on one side, but it has these really pretty floral DSP on the other side. So if you're not into vegetables, that's okay, because the other side is beautiful. I think the other side is cool too. I thought about doing, we have our very first garden. I've done some, stuff in pots over the years, but we actually have a real full-size garden, and I thought this would be really cool to scrapbook our adventures in gardening. So, but if you're not into that, beautiful florals on the other side, and some cool wood green looking DSP too. Welcome, Connie, so glad you're here. Okay, so we placed that on that little flap that we have here. Now we're going to take our folded piece here, and we have our soft seafoam and a piece of our DSP. See, look at the other side, pretty wood. Such pretty paper. I would say that's probably one of my favorite things about Stampin' Up! Is they really do make beautiful DSP. Okay, so we layered those together, and before I glue this down, see, I do this all the time. When Chris and I design cards together, I get so excited to print my card together that I often forget to maybe add things like ribbon. So we have this polka dotted ribbon here. This is part of the Zinnia suite. It's a burlap with white polka dots on it. So we'll add that to our card, or our panel here. And because this is a really thick ribbon, you definitely want to use something like tear tape to adhere your ribbon, because you want a strong ribbon for this one. I forgot, I had popped this up because this ribbon is thicker. I did take and pop this layer up. And remember, don't forget to use the edges of your dimensionals, because there's a lot of dimensional you can use yet. Okay. All right, now we're ready to put our panel on. So that goes like this. My ribbon's a little bit crooked, but I think that's better now. I'm going to take and glue this panel onto our soft seafoam. I just center that. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. Now I already have, I didn't bring the dies for this, I should have brought the dies, but I already die cut this. And if you don't have this stamp set, that's okay. The butterflies look pretty just on their own, put a little gem on the inside, but I've already stamped this in pumpkin pie. So it's a piece of pumpkin pie cardstock and pumpkin pie ink. And I have a little circle here that we're going to use Blackberry Bliss and Hello from our Simply Said. Oh, I almost stuck my ink pad in my card, you guys. And those of you who were here yesterday, I happened to stop by to drop some stuff off for Christine, and she was doing a live, which I didn't know, and we came over, we showed my cards a little bit, and I would call this class a marriage between Gina and Chris, because she loves purple and I love orange, and I have like 2 cards here that have orange in them and 2 cards that have purple in them. So we laugh that this is kind of our happy marriage. We have a little purple and we have a little bit of orange. So when you open your flap up, you're going to close your little flap down here and bring this one over the top. We're going to pop up our butterfly. So what's everyone up to today? Anyone doing anything exciting? So we're just going to put him or her up a little bit higher through here. We're going to bring in our hello. And pop that like that. Isn't that cute? And then I'm going to bring in my twine, my linen thread. This is a really thick ribbon, this burlap. So I did tie it in a knot over here, but it was really big and bulky and I didn't like that. Now, one thing I thought of this morning while I'm just getting ready, and what I could have done is taken and cut it in half, and then it would have been thinner and easier to have it as a knot on here, but I didn't think of that at the time. So I'm bringing in my linen thread here. I'm just going to tie it in a knot here. Maybe I'll tie it in a knot. Okay, so I have it in a knot here. Then I'm going to bring in my bow maker. And I'm going to make a double bow. And the nice thing is with this, we'll have two tails instead of just, when you make a double bow on like this, you don't have two tails. Now I could cut two separate pieces to have double tails down here, but I only have a single tail, and that's fine, but sometimes I like that extra thread in there. So we'll take this and use a glue dot and adhere that like that, and then cut our tails to where we want it to be. Janelle, you've got rain in Michigan all day. I didn't think we were supposed to have any rain here today. And then I woke up at, I don't know, 5:30 or so, and it was pouring out. I was like, what on earth is going on? I thought we were supposed to have a rain-free forecast for a couple days. So there we go. The front of our card is almost done. We'll bring in gems in just a moment. Rebecca, this reminds you of the Joy Fold. I guess I don't know what the Joy Fold is. I'll have to look that up later. And then now we have our little pocket, and it's already scored for you already. So I'm just going to bring in my bone folder. And fold those edges over. Then I'm going to bring in my tear and tape. Now you want something with a good, strong hold. So I like to use tear tape for that. Angelique, you're loving these colors together. I do too, and it's so nice and springy. or summery. I'm going to convert you all to orange lovers by the time I'm through here. Christine has you all as purple lovers, so I'm going to bring some of you onto the orange side. It was funny last night. We all went out to dinner. Christine's brother and his wife are celebrating their 1-year anniversary. And so we all went out to dinner last night, and the restaurant is on the lake. So we had a really beautiful sunset outside, and so there were some beautiful oranges out there. So we were commenting on that last night. It was beautiful out until the bugs came out. So then you could put another piece of cardstock here if you don't want this pocket, or you could put a piece of, you know, white cardstock here and put a sentiment here and put your gift pocket here. There are always options. Okay, so now that we've laid that down, we have a little white square that I've cut to put on the front here. Oh, Leanne, you fractured your hip. Oh my goodness, I hope you're healing up okay, girl. And we're gonna bring in birthday wishes once again from this set because I love this set. I hope you're resting up good and heal fast. So we're gonna bring in birthday wishes, and I'm gonna bring in this little butterfly here. Is it? Yeah, this one. Okay, I'm gonna bring my paper in here. We're gonna use our peach pie. We're gonna stamp off because we're gonna put our sentiment over the top. Then we're gonna bring in our Blackberry Bliss. And stamp right over the top. Like so. Isn't that pretty? And then all you have to do is adhere this to your pocket. Nancy. Oh gosh. Oh, you said it's from the hurricane that hit Texas. Yes. Anyone here from Texas? I haven't heard. I guess I haven't looked lately. I knew it had hit land, but I hope everyone in Texas is doing okay. Doesn't sound like it's going to be a good year as far as that goes. From what I'm hearing anyways. Be a tough hurricane season. Okay, so our first card is complete. So cool little fold and beautiful colors, and I almost forgot our dots. So we are using these are called the transparent adhesive back dots, and it comes in these 4 colors. So it looks like we've got a little lemon lime, blackberry, garden green, or old olive it could be, and some clear. So we're going to take our clear ones here. And I'm just going to put 3 down his little body here. Oh, and you know what else I forgot to do, guys? I forgot to wink him up. He needs a little bit of sparkle. Uh-oh, looks like my pen is drying up. Okay, so there we go. First card, all done. Real simple, really easy. Okay, so our next card is going to be, we'll do a purple card. How's that sound? And this card, just a little bit different than a basic card, is being that our outside piece, our Blackberry Bliss piece, is our base, but it doesn't open. Our card actually opens here instead. So let's bring this guy in. Okay, so we have a piece of Blackberry Bliss. It's 5 1/4 by 4, and I embossed it with the zinnia folder. So you'll get to see some of it on the front, and it's on the back of your card. Okay, and another piece. This is Lemon Lime, 3 1/2 by 8 1/2, folded in half. So just like our last card. And that's gonna go on the center like so. Here's our inside. We have a piece of DSP. This is also the zinnia DSP. Like that. So we'll adhere those. Thank you, Nancy. Nancy says congratulations. Like I said, for those of you who popped on later, I've done a whole year of videos already, so that is so exciting. I'd hope by now I'd be on my own platform and doing YouTube videos on my own, but I'm just not there yet. But we'll get there, slow and steady. Hard to believe I've been stamping with all of you for a year already. Crazy how fast the time goes. So now that we have our 2 pieces of DSP, we're going to adhere this to our card base. And I love all these colors. These bright, bold colors are my jam. I absolutely love the bold and bright colors. So we brought in some of our stitch shapes, and it has this little banner piece here. We're going to cut that banner piece in half, and we're going to extend it on our label. But first we're going to stamp Thinking of You. With Blackberry Bliss. And now we're going to take those 2 pieces that we cut and adhere them to the back of our label. So if you ever have where you want to have a border or something like that, and you'll see that we're going to do this on another card, that's all you have to do sometimes is cut a label in half or a tag in half. We're actually going to do it with our butterfly. So once again, really simple, easy card to do, but it just adds that little bit of different interest to it. But yet so easy to do. Okay, now we're going to pop them up. Put this over, wow, I put this on really crooked. Over the center of our 2 pieces of DSP, like so. And then we have 2 of these cute little butterflies. And we're going to use some glue dots. We'll put our tiny little butterfly here. And we'll bring our big one up here. I know, Gwen, it's been a year already. How has that happened? It's crazy where the time goes. It really, really is when you think about it. And of course, bring your gems back in. Maybe. Here we go. And I chose the lime ones for this one. So we'll put a big one here and a little one. And there we go. Now all we have to do is stamp our sentiment, and this card is finished. So let's see, thinking of you sometimes is one of those, I don't know what I want to put in there, whether it's, you know, someone is ill or someone's been on your mind. So I usually leave that blank. And we have this stamp set that has 4 little butterflies on it. And the nice thing about it is they're each spread out, so you could stamp them individually. And that's what we're going to do on the inside here. I'm going to take this little butterfly right here, and I just inked up the one butterfly. Okay, and we're just going to stick him in the corner. Isn't he cute? Oh my goodness. I feel like you can't go wrong with butterflies. Butterflies are so pretty and such an easy thing to work with. Adhere this to our inside. And there we go. Card number 2, done. Really simple, really easy, but just a little bit different than your traditional card. All right, card number 3. We got some more orange going on for you guys. Don't you guys love all this orange? Okay. So I have a piece of DSP here, and once again, this is to the market. So it's got vegetables on one side and these beautiful flowers on the other side. And I'm going to grab a scoring tool. And this is seven by 4. Okay, and we are going to score this. We're making a pleat in this card. So we're going to score this at a 1/2 inch. Now make sure if you are using this cutter, you have your score blade, not your cutting blade. So we're going to score this at a 1/2 inch. One inch. 2 inch, 2.5, 3.5, 4, 5, 5.5, and 6.5. There we go. So basically you're scoring 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1 inch, okay? And then all we're going to do is fold it back and forth. can fold it this way. Sometimes hard to see where you scored it when you score on DSP. Okay, so now when I do this, I'm going to have this piece like this. It's going to flip over like this. And then we're going to bring it here. So now you have your inch piece right here. You're going to fold it again. Fold it again. This piece goes in. And it goes like this. Okay, really, really easy. You flip it over. And this is what it looks like. Okay, so one of your floral pieces will go on the back side, and then you just go back and forth. And then I already have a piece here that I kind of put together already because I had it ripped. So I'm going to use that and save this for someone's card kit. And what I did is I took 2 pieces of tear tape just across the back like that to hold it together. And then what I did is I took these little flaps then. It might be easier to show you this way because I already have them glued down. What I did is I just went in the center here, pick this flap up and put glue down. Pick this flap up on the little side, not on the big side of each one, and lifted it up. And I just did it in the center because I didn't want this to look flat. So you guys can see I actually used my cutting blade on it. So that was my boo-boo, but you don't see it when you fold it, so it doesn't matter. So I didn't want it to look flat. I wanted to be able to see those pleats. So that's why I only glued it in the middle, and then I pressed it really firmly and then put a stamping block or something heavy on it just so that it adhered. Okay, so we have that all together. That was the hardest part of this whole card. Okay, so now we got a piece of pumpkin pie all embossed already, and we're going to put that on our piece of green, but for some reason I think this wasn't cut right. So that happens sometimes. Make sure that it's okay. This one was cut right. Three by 4.5, so this should be 3.5, 3.5, 3.25 it should be. Okay. Math is hard some days, so I gotta think about this. That's why sometimes when you get your kits, you always kind of want to just lay it out together to make sure your pieces fit in case you need to trim things away. It happens sometimes. We make mistakes. I do have my daughter who helps me a lot. Thank goodness for her. So sometimes she makes a mistake. She doesn't really do the cutting, but she does a lot of the die cutting for me. And she's helping me with tutorials. Yay! So she's been working pretty hard on that lately. So you guys will have tutorials coming. I haven't done them in a while because it's just been hard. So the technology, it just takes me a while, it takes some time. So it's one of those things I just set aside so that I can get the designing done. So anyways, we've layered our pumpkin onto our garden green, and we have a traditional card base of crumb cake. And now this piece here, all I'm gonna do is take off my tear tape and I'm gonna put a little bit more glue in the center and above and below. And glue that. Like so. Hello, Nicole. Welcome. Yes, and as you said, Gwen, it's a great way to add texture to your card without adding a whole lot of bulk. This isn't really bulky when you feel it, so that's nice too for mailing. And now we can adhere this to our card base. So we'll just center this. And then I brought in an old punch. I believe this is 2 1/4. Brought in a circle punch and some vellum. Both are retired. I don't know why Stampin' Up! Retired vellum. It is such a cool way to add a different element to your paper, but it is what it is. But I have some, so I'm using it. So we have a piece of vellum circle, and I didn't want to put a white circle. I didn't want to cover up our pretty DSP or our pleats, so vellum was a really great option for this. And I have my pumpkin butterfly, and I'm just going to stamp it in peach pie. You could stamp it in pumpkin if you want, but I just want a light look to it. I don't want a bold look to it. If you like the bold look, you could definitely stamp it in pumpkin. And a little trick, sometimes it's hard to stamp something that's been die cut already and with a cling stamp. You can't line it up as well. Sometimes, you know, maybe they aren't lined on the cling exactly. So it's hard sometimes to do that because you can't see your DSP. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys just a little bit of a trick to do. So I got my butterfly is all inked up here, and I'm going to take my die. Make sure you put, you know, the right side down, the correct side down, and I am going to actually just lay this, and I still might not get it exact, but I'm going to lay this on top, bring in my sheet here, scrap paper, and we got it pretty darn exact. I'm pretty happy with that. So it works out really easy that way to line up something. Not in all cases, but in most cases it does work out really nice to just stamp it that way if you can. So when you get kits and let's say you have this stamp set at home or you don't have this stamp set home, that's okay too. But if you want to add a little texture at home, you could always emboss this, or you could take a background stamp and stamp on your butterfly too if you wanted to add a stamped image to your butterfly and you don't have this at home. Okay, so of course the next thing we're going to do, we're going to cut our butterfly in half. And why did I do that? Well, I just thought when you laid this piece down, your label down, I felt like I lost too much of my butterfly, where this way you get to see more of your butterfly. So we're going to cut our butterfly in half, like so. We're going to wink him up a little bit. Hi, Becky, welcome all the way from Kentucky. Thank you for sharing. I really appreciate that. Okay, and you're not going to see the middle part of your vellum. I know sometimes that's a trick to you know, hide your adhesive, and you're not going to see the middle, so I'm fine with just taking my adhesive, putting it right in the middle. We're going to lay that on the center of our pleats. Welcome, Polly. Okay, we're going to bring in, we have a little strip here, half-inch strip here, and I'm going to bring in happy birthday. Oops. And we are going to stamp that in Early Espresso. Wow, I put that on here really crooked. That would not have made it. It's blooper time, guys. All right. What I like to do when I usually, your photopolymers can be flexible, so sometimes if you put them on with your hand, I like to usually just set them down on a piece of paper, and then you know they're on there straight and not crooked. So there's a little tip for you too when playing with photopolymer. All right, let's hope I can stamp this well. Turned out not too bad, we'll take it. Okay, so we're just gonna angle our ends here on both sides. And then we're gonna bring in our adhesive. And we're gonna bring our butterfly in and try to glue him on straight and in the center. So as you can see on the back, we've made our butterfly just that much bigger by spacing it out like this. Okay. Then I'm going to run a piece of tear tape along the back here. Oops, my butterfly moved. And we're going to take a piece of this peach pie ribbon and put it down the middle. And then we're going to snip off our ends. Course, like always, we're just gonna pop this up. I can hear them outside. They're working really hard out there on the new addition going on. I saw Tyler working away on the stonework when I pulled up. Okay, that's the front of our card. Really, really easy, but I love the look that this pleat creates. It just adds some really nice texture. Now, you do have to be careful because when you guys saw, you could go back and rewind the video, when I did flip it over, that side of the DSP didn't look so pretty pleated. So not all DSPs will look as nice as others when you do this technique. So just be aware of that when you're doing your cards. And then we're going to take these green gems here and add a couple of those onto our card. Okay, and now all we need to do is stamp our inside and go from there. So we'll bring in that butterfly that we used before, peach pie again. Stamped off. And now we will bring in wishing you a beautiful birthday and stamp over the top. And there we go. We can adhere this to the inside of our card. So there we go. Card number 3 done. Like I said, really easy way to just add some texture to your page. I think that's why I liked this fold so much. Okay, so card number 3. And for our final card, I'm not quite sure what this is really called, but we've made like a bridge in here. So we're going to use a piece of window sheet over here, and that makes a bridge. So you can see your sentiment through all the way through the top, but when you lift this first flap up, you still see your sentiment. We've added some different pieces of DSP here, and then you can fold this flap up in the middle. So something a little bit different, okay? And I will show you how to cut your base. Spanner card, thank you. Gwen, thank you for being on top of your fun folds. For whatever reason, fun folds don't really stick with me as far as what they're usually called. So thank you, Gwen. Okay, so our base is Old Olive, traditional base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Okay, now we're going to bring our trimmer in. Once we've scored, I folded my card. I'm going to bring it in, and at 1 1/4 inch from each edge, we are going to cut all the way to our score line. Okay, so I have it lined up at 1 1/4 inch. And we're just going to cut to that score line. Okay, and we're going to flip it around and do that on the other side. I can see better up here. Okay, line it up. Make sure your blade, actually put your blade all the way to the top so you don't accidentally cut the wrong side. And I'm going to bring that right to my score line. There we go. So now you've made your 2 flaps. like so. And then what I do is I just bring them over, line them up, and I fold them. Because otherwise sometimes they want to fold kind of wonky. So I just bring it back over and score it. Or I should say score it, burnish. Okay, so there is our base for our card. So now we're gonna put on this piece. This is a piece of window sheet. Now you're gonna see adhesive come through here. One option you could do, if you don't wanna see the adhesive, is you could always put another piece of old olive or a piece of DSP on those flaps if you would like. When you made these for several craft roulette, oh, we had to do these in a craft roulette episode. No one knew how to make them, so loads of YouTube card making scrolling. Yep, that's how it goes sometimes, that and Pinterest. Can't think of ideas or how to do something and looking for the instructions on how to do it. Can be very time consuming sometimes when learning how to do. I've never done one of these cards like this before, so I definitely had to find, I think I got this one from Lisa Cucurio, had done a card like this. And so now we're just going to line it up on our edges here. And I have a little bit of excess poking through, so I'll just cut that little nibble off. Okay, so we have that. So make sure your panel stays on the inside when you adhere that, or you're gonna have to tuck your card, you know, and try to fold up your cardstock. Okay. Then we have 2 strips of DSP. Now this comes from the Zinnia set, and 2 pieces of Blackberry Bliss, and those are gonna go on the outsides. How many of you are fans of fun folds? You like to do fun folds? I like to do fun folds. They're fun and it's a new challenge. Okay, then you're just going to adhere these strips. To your sides. Okay, so I keep sliding it on. Great thing about liquid glue is you have time to wiggle it to get it just right, but sometimes you wiggle it and you don't want it to wiggle. Okay, then we have our inside pieces. So we have these 2 purple strips. They're gonna go on our card base. So these are gonna go on the inside. We cut out these sets of butterflies right here out of the center, and we're going to adhere our DSP like so. Angelique loves fun folds. Gwen, you like fun folds, but not necessarily into interactive. Yes, your interactive cards can be a little more difficult sometimes to get the folds just right sometimes and things like this. And you're a big fan. All right. All right, good to know I got some fun fold fans here. Okay, we'll adhere that to our center panel. We're going to stamp the inside. What did I do here? I brought in my happy birthday because everything's good with happy birthday. I always need birthday cards, but then I realized, so my daughter took on the task of going through all of my cards that I have in bins and stuff, and she took it upon herself to go through it and make sure that each one had an inside, because sometimes I would stamp things and not print an inside and save it for, you know, putting a special inside for whatever I needed it for. So she sorted it all out by like Halloween, Christmas, all sorts of things like that. So that was really great. So we have that all sorted. So now when I have a birthday card, I just go in the birthday section or an anniversary, and I realize I don't have a lot of sympathy and I don't have a lot of like anniversary cards. So I'm gonna have to start making a few of those. But as always, just because I put a birthday sentiment in doesn't mean you need to put a birthday sentiment in. Feel free to put whatever sentiment you want in the center of your card. Now, I didn't glue this together just in case I don't stamp it correct. I can flip it over and do the other side. But I did lay out my cards so that I knew where to place my happy birthday, so that I didn't place it over to the right too far or over to the left too far, but it's not glued down. Okay, so we'll do that in the center. And then, of course, we're going to bring in this butterfly again. Stamp it up, and I'm going to put this above my happy birthday. Isn't that cute? Craft Roulette project this week is Dutch doors. I love a Dutch door card. They're easy to do, and there's so many different looks you can give a Dutch door also. Okay, so now that we have our inside stamped, I'm going to adhere it to my piece of blackberry. Well, I guess different variations of it can be adding a belly band, whether it's horizontal or vertical. Sometimes you can have a Dutch door that, I don't know, and maybe it's called something else then, but I've had where it's almost like a Z fold out on the Dutch doors. A lot of cards that look like Dutch doors, but maybe the doors aren't the same size on both sides, so I don't know. Okay, so now we have those glued. I'm going to glue this into the inside of my card. And then what I did to make sure that my pieces are even, I gotta put the right sides down here, is I brought my panel in, and I should have done this with my center panel too, but I didn't, was burnish that edge to make sure that that was straight. And then I'll just center these in the panels. Well, I agree with you, Janelle. I tend to not do too big or that fancy of a fold. I'll do a simple fun fold, but not like if I'm doing swaps or something and you're making 20, 25 cards, I will stick sometimes to a more basic card or a real basic fun fold. It's hard to do a card when you're making like for swaps and stuff, unless it's, you know, specifically a fun fold. Sometimes it becomes a lot to do a really big fun fold for a swap when you're making lots of them. So, okay, so now we have our spanner piece or bridge piece, whatever you want to call it here, all set up like this. And I did this, I forgot to add my twine, you guys, see? And it looks like I forgot to bring my label, so I need to cut a label piece. Just when I think I have everything. So this is 1 inch. I didn't write that on my directions. I should probably do that. 1 inch by 2 3/4. And we're going to do wishing you a beautiful birthday. We're going to bring in our Memento ink. And you're going to stamp it slightly off to the left side because we want to make enough room to have that butterfly kind of hang over the label. Okay, so we'll bring this in. And this is going to go right here on our larger panel. Now before, whoops, it helps if you put it on the right way though. So we have that off to the side like that. Now before you had glued the blackberry piece down with the DSP on top, you would have put your twine down, but I didn't do that. So I will just take a piece of twine like so. When you guys will see how good my bow making skills are. Actually, your bow needs to go on the outside. Oy, oy, oy. Let's see if I can pop this up. Oh, look at that. One side up. Nope. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm going to skip my twine, but I'll put my bow on. So you can see how we have this like this. So your twine would run across. We'll make a bow. you're loving the zinnia paper, Gwen. I love it too. I love bright, bold colors. So this really calls to me. Okay, before we put our bow on though, we're gonna put our butterflies on first. So we'll bring in our glue dots. Let's see how I want this butterfly to be on my label. So I have it on my label, and you just want to make sure that you're adhering this other butterfly onto this panel over here, not in your center panel, so that you can lift and lift, okay? So we have our butterflies, and we'll put our little bow. I had put a little bow above our butterfly here. Or we could put it on our butterfly. That's cute. Bring in our gems, and we're gonna bring in the blackberry gems. You don't see them too much, but they're still a pretty element to add texture to your card. This glue dot doesn't want to come off of the paper here. There we go. So there we go. We have all 4 of our cards done. I'll bring them in. So we have our pleated fold. We have our spanner card. We have, I guess, I don't know what name you would call this, but just a little bit different fun fold. Not a traditional fold, I guess, but very similar. And our final card here that had our cute little pocket gift card for the inside. Super, super cute. So there we go, all 4 cards. So if you want this class is available until the 20th. So that's about a week and a half from now. I will cut kits the week of the 20th, and then I will get them all mailed out. Kits are $20 plus $6 for shipping. So reach out. If you want these kits, like I said, best way to reach me is either by email or my Facebook page, or you can always reach me by phone also. If you want those details, reach out to me. I don't have them written down. So, like I said, I have 2 challenges. Like I said, it's prize time because we're celebrating 1 year. Yay! And so I've got a few prizes to give out during this month. One of them is if you follow my Facebook page. Any new followers will be put into a drawing on my Facebook page, and that goes for the whole month, that drawing. So anyone who goes over there and follows me over there will be put into a drawing. And anyone who shares this post preferably if you go over to my Facebook page and share it from there. But no matter what, if you share this video, you'll be entered into the drawing also. So share and be my friend over on Facebook. So those are your 2 challenges for today. We'll have more prizes as the month comes. I haven't decided on what I'll do for those challenges. And as always, I am looking to grow and expand my team. And Chris reminded me, she goes, Gina, you got to tell everyone every single video. So you guys are going to hear me every single video. My goal is to become a silver elite. So I need people to join my team. But when you join my team, you also join Christine's team. So you have the best of both worlds. You have me, you have Christine, plus you have all your bee friends that get to be part of us. So I would love for you to join my team, and some of the perks, whether you want to be a hobby demo, which means you basically just want it to get a discount for your own products, or maybe you want to gather with friends, once a month and get together and do a little crafting. Whatever you want to do with your business is completely up to you, whether you truly want to turn it into a business or you want it for the discount for yourself. So anyways, I'd love for you guys to join my team. So there'll be a drawing for anyone who joins my team this month. How's that sound? So anyways, I hope you guys have a really great day and enjoy the sunshine if you have some sunshine by you. I know there's been a lot of rain going on, so I think we're okay for the rest of today in this part of Wisconsin anyways. We don't have any more rain. We had a little pop-up shower this morning. So I hope you guys all have a great day. Reach out if you want these kits, and I will see you guys, I don't remember the date exactly, but towards the end of the month will be the 3 other classes. So like I said, we have the scrapbook class. We'll be doing a summer theme. We will be doing a Christmas in July with the new sets I showed you in the earlier part of the video, and we will have morning create, which will just create 3 beautiful cards. So thank you once again for joining me. I really appreciate all of you being here and for all of your support in